The UES Warp Delta, or Delta type for the purposes of this video, was a class of United Earth Starfleet vessel in the mid-22nd century. This ship design was only seen a handful of times, making appearances in the episodes The Expanse, Twilight, and In a Mirror, Darkly. The design carries a strong resemblance to the ship that plays during the opening titles for Enterprise, implying there is a shared design lineage. This ship behind the scenes is referred to the SS Emmette and is what the Warp Delta model was developed from. The SS Emmette had rocket-style thrusters instead of the impulse engines the Delta would later have. Also, the Delta has nacelle pylons that are raised at a steeper angle compared to the Emmette. Given the SS Emmette's place in the Enterprise opening titles indicates that the basic Delta hull design may go back as far as the 21st century. It is placed after the Phoenix in 2063 and before Enterprise in 2151. This means that the ship was first used anywhere between the late 21st century, when the first Luna colonies were founded, to the mid-22nd century. The Delta type was equipped with basic weaponry. It had fore and aft phase cannons with no visible torpedo ports. Unfortunately, this vessel was not seen often enough in Star Trek Enterprise, so we have a fragmented view of the ship as far as canon goes. In non-canon Star Trek works, this ship is called the Ganges class and is classified as a frigate. If non-canon sources are taken into account, it is reasonable to assume that the Warp Delta is likely the lightest ship in terms of combat capability in service of Earth's Starfleet of at that time. Memory Beta asserts that the Delta-type ship was built concurrent with the Intrepid-type ships and that they had a similar function. Because of this, some inferences can be made. The Intrepid-type Challenger's max warp speed is 3.5, so it is likely that the Delta type has a similar, if not slower, FTL speed. This naturally restricted it to Earth defense roles, as both were seen in the Enterprise episode performing solar defense duty, as this became their primary role. The ship is actually not present in any officially developed Star Trek games, so we have no semi-official depictions of the ship stats. We do know that in beta canon the ship type carried out patrols during the Earth-Romulan War. This, combined with the tactical emphasis of the ship, indicates that the ship was an escort type of vessel. Light, nimble, with most weapons probably forward-facing. As previously mentioned, this ship was developed out of the SS Emmette design. The ship was designed by John Eaves, and based its shape off the X-33 and Lockheed Venture Star. The Emmette design was used because the show needed a ship older than the NX-class Enterprise for late Season 2. Eaves then modified the design to become the Delta for the second season of Enterprise. Robert Bonchun stated, since this was considered a more advanced production version, the back-end, old-style rocket exhausts were deleted and replaced. He described the overall design of the Delta as a kind of Romulan-Federation hybrid. This design commentary ties in nicely with deleted dialogue from Balance of Terror, where Outpost Commander Hansen stated that the Romulan bird of prey came from stolen Earth designs. In summary, the UES Warp Delta was a small, adequately armed, short-range escort frigate from the early days of Starfleet. We don't know how much longer it served after the days of Archer's Enterprise, but it is mentioned that a new production run of these ships were planned for 2165 in the Live by the Code, Rise of the Federation novel.